Yo guys, this is Mo Vernie on the move. Happy New Year and best wishes to everybody in 2019. One of my goals this year is do a lot of more Mo Vernie feed blogs. Talking on topics to motivate people at the same time. Talking about sports, which I love. Huge Raptor fan, diehard Raptors for a long time. Today, some of my followers reach out and ask me, "Hey, have you heard about the Washington Wizards Bradley Beal trade rumor?" Speculating from media that the Toronto Raptors are interested. So I did read some articles, and if this is rumors true, I'm very happy. Bradley Beal is a great player. Um, the reason why I say this is that even before the season, I kind of told people, in my opinion, is that having just Lowry and Kawhi Leonard is not really good enough to go deep into the playoffs. We need a third All-Star. And during the trading deadline, it's the best to find teams that were underachieving and they need to unload All-Stars. And Bradley Beal will come perfect into this mix. Bradley Beal, always a fan of him. He's a great player, a very up-and-coming, and he's only 25 years old. Now, the only reason why Bradley Beal's rumors are happening now is because the Washington Wizards are really not doing well. They're currently, as of January 4th, 2019, they're sitting in 11th place in the Eastern Conference. Now, however, I always believe that Wizards in past years, they have struggled before and they go on a 8 to 10 game winning streak and they were able to get back into the playoffs. And I strongly believe that with the weak Eastern Conference of this year, the Washington Wizards just need a winning streak away to get back into the mix. However, the only reason why Bradley Beal's rumor is coming out net right now is the fact that John Wall just have a season-ending injury. So, I feel like in the Wizards management perspective is that even if they able to have a winning streak and get back into the playoffs, they're going to kick out easily in the first round and not going to go far in the playoffs anyways for the Wizards because John Wall is out of the season. And all you have is like Trevor Ariza and Bradley Beal holding the fort, especially with the Morris power forward out too. So you don't really have front court, you don't really have power forward, and then you don't have John Wall playmaking. So what's the point of holding on and trying to win the playoff spot when basically your team is basically don't really have all your full forces to make the playoffs? And Bradley Beal is one of the assets that the Wizards have that is really attractive for other NBA teams. So as well. Now, Bradley Beal will really have a good season right now. I'm checking out the stats that he is like having average 23.9 points per game, 4.9 rebounds, 4.8 assists. That he is a very well-rounded player. I mean, that's great numbers. Now, points per game is amazing, but I'm more interested to know the rebound and assists. With John Wall manning and passing the ball, he still managed 4.8 assists per game. That's amazing. And for 6'5" shooting guard, 4.9 rebounds is pretty awesome. And he has been shooting the lights out in the past like 10 games, averaging around 20 to 30 points. And his 3-point percentage is actually pretty high as well, at about 38.8%, which is pretty good for NBA standard. And his field goal percentage is at 46.8. That's pretty amazing. The question is, how much does the Raptors need to give up in order to do this? Now, personally, why do I want to make this trade for Bradley Beal? It's the fact that Lowry's back has been really acting up, and we don't know what kind of Lowry we're going to get coming down the playoffs. Could he be out for the season? Could he be not 100% throughout the rest of the playoffs? And we need a third guy so that in case Lowry is really injured, we have a third guy such as Beal who can bring the ball up and share the load and pass to Kawhi Leonard. Now, if Lowry is healthy, we will have 3 All-Stars. Just imagine having Lowry as point guard, Bradley Beal as shooting guard, Kawhi Leonard as small forward. That would be amazing. And then the defender have no idea what to do with this trio of players. Now, and also in case Kyle Lowry struggle in the playoffs, which we all know that it happens in the past, when Kyle Lowry disappeared, you cannot afford only have Kawhi Leonard playing and then Lowry's disappear even when healthy. So you need to have Bradley Beal to complement Kawhi Leonard. And if you want to impress Kawhi Leonard to come back and have a possibility of increasing the possibility of signing back to the Toronto Raptors, then you really need a first star to go all in. this is the year to go all in, and I think this is the question on my side, the president of the Toronto Raptors. Do you want to go all in? And I think you do, because right now our record is amazing, but again, regular season records to me means not really nothing. It's just your token of going into the playoffs. The reason funk of the Raptors losing games is not because it's because of the loss of Laurie getting injured and JV. JV is a huge asset to our team because he brings size, he brings rebounding, and lately we are always behind in the first two quarters because the other teams are bringing the bigs and coming attacking the rim, and Ibaka and Siakam is just too short to get the rebounds and to defend in the box. So so um we need more ammunition for down the playoffs. But the bottom line to me is that even if we have Bradley Beal, the question is what kind of strategy we have from Coach Nick Nurse. If we continue to do ISO plays and continue to have players standing around and letting Kawhi take the shot, it doesn't matter if you're Bradley Beal. So at the end of the day, we need to have a good coaching plan. We need to have progress that the team is a team game and our players are mentally tough enough to in the playoffs and not folded, not giving up, because or else then it doesn't matter if we're Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard, whatever, like if our team doesn't have a team game and during the playoffs, then that means really nothing. At the same time, why are we really losing games now? Because other than Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green, our team is basically intact from previous years. So we have the chemistry and the gel early in the season. Meanwhile, other teams are still trying to figure out things. But as we know, all the piston cylinders are now getting more smooth and oil from other teams where their players are starting to gel, their teams are starting to get click and starting to play better. So therefore, now our team are getting difficult and challenges when teams that are now getting gel and are playing better basketball. So that's why we're losing games. So now, what would I want? What would the Raptors should give up in order to get Bradley Beal? I would say to match the salary, we need to give up Ibaka. Um, as much as I like OG, he has not really progressed this year. Now, I feel like he's very passive. Now, another reason I can't blame him all of it is because he just doesn't have the playing time. But again, he's not really developing this year, and he's not doing much. If we can throw a CJ Miles in the trade, great. But I don't know if Wizard wants a player who has struggled to even do one job, 3-pointers. So I would do this. I will trade DeLon Wright, OG, Anunoby, Ibaka, and a first-round draft pick, or and throw in a second-round pick. To be honest with you, at this point, we need to go all in. And if the Raptors need to throw in draft picks, by all means. We still have a young core of players that are developing and going to be better. We don't even have time. If we held on to those draft picks, we don't even have time to develop them. And right now, there's no time to develop more draft picks. And we can live without draft picks for the next 2 or 3 years. That's how I see it. Bradley Beal is going to be making annual $27 million for 2 more years. So we have some security. In case Kawhi is not signing back, at least we have Lowry and we have Bradley Beal. So we still have a good core. The only caveat that I will say is this. You can never trade Pascal Siakam. If Pascal Siakam is what the Wizards want or in any trade, then I would not do it. Siakam is going to be an all-star. He has full potential. He can shoot threes. He can attack the rim. He's quick. He got layup. He is aggressive. He has every reason why our defense are pretty decent with JV beside him or Ibaka, who is so slow. Both are slow because Siakam is making up the quickness for these slow footer centers that we have. So Siakam is really important in our future. And if we trade him away, it will be a big regret. And we cannot continue to build around guards and then not have a Siakam around us. So if they ask for Siakam in any trade, then don't make the trade. So I would think that if the Raptors are going to make this trade with the Wizards about Bradley Beal, I will also consider, and I would not be surprised if the Raptors also ask for Trevor Ariza, which was recently just got traded from the Phoenix Suns. He's a unrestricted free agent after this season. He's a free and D guy, and I think the Raptors definitely need another 3-pointer specialist along with Danny Green. So this trade might be involving more than just Beal. I would love to see Ariza and Bradley Beal. Now I'm not sure about the collective agreement and also the salary, whether it's balanced, because I don't know if a player such as Ariza, who just recently traded, can be traded again. But I think it's possible that you are allowed. So I would love to see Beal and Ariza coming over from the Wizards for a bunch of Raptors. Probably give them OG, Ibaka, Delon Wright, Norman Powell, first round pick and a second round pick. I personally like Norman Powell. His confidence is back. Dwayne Casey just put him in the doghouse, and it really pissed me off. And got to give kudos for Nick Nurse for giving Norman Powell a chance, and I just hope he stay healthy. He has been playing with confidence right now in the past 5 games, shooting some clutch threes, attacking the rim, drawing the defense, and passing out to other of his teammates. His confidence right now is off the charts, and he basically reminds me when he was back in the playoffs against the Indiana Pacers a few years ago. And this is the Norman Powell we need, and the Norman Powell that we saw, and the reason why we signed him to an extension back 2 or 3 years ago. So here's my take. Go for it, all in. Bradley Beal, trade for Bradley Beal, perhaps getting Trevor Ariza back to the Raptors as well. Only if they are not trading away Pascal Siakam. At all costs, we need to keep Pascal Siakam. This is an all-star in the making, and Siakam will be a player that part of our core, and we cannot trade away this guy. So here's my take. Mo Verney on the move. What's your prediction? Do you think Raptors and Washington Wizards is able to make this trade, or do you think Bradley Beal should go to another trade? Perhaps maybe Washington Wizards is going to trade Beal to the Raptors, and then trade Ariza back to Houston Rockets, and then trying to see if they can get as much return as possible. All right, Mo Verney on the move. Best wishes to everybody 2019, and tell me your thoughts, and let me know if you're interested, if you think that my Mo Verney flea blog is something that you're interested to watch. Mo Verney in the move.